Hey dude, how's it going, man? Sorry, I was just updating on the old Instagrammers. Nice. Start with there. What are you up to today, Tooth? I am indeed having me a spot of tea. I'm that predictable. It's getting dark a bit earlier now. It's getting a bit colder. So, it's nice to have a bit of a little tea. Saying that never stopped me from having tea before, so. We're all getting there. I mean, I've had glasses since I was 17, so. Things going any better for you? If I remember a while ago, you were having a bad run of things. Oh, since you're 5. Okay, you win. Oh man, dude. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. I am not spending money on cats because I don't have one anymore. Mine died last year. I'm not saying that as a like to make out like I'm a harder life than you. I'm not saying that at all. Just I know it's popped into my head. They are cute. They worm their ways into your heart and what have you. Yeah. Buffy, she died there in December. But yeah, she was a cutie. She just kind of got sick out of nowhere. But I had her a long time. Can't really complain. Man, she's getting all upset about it, thinking about it. Anyway, Two-Face. Oh man, that's rough. Exposure therapy injections. Wow, jeez, I don't even know that's a thing. I see, hence all the money. Wow. Well, tell those cats to get better because I need you buying comics, you know? That's how I pay the rent, like. But yeah, that is a lot, man. She's fair play to you. Okay. Okay, good. Good. As long as you haven't abandoned us. Where are you based again, Tooth? I can't remember, sorry. It's Tennessee, right? Gotcha. Yeah, I've never been there actually. Hey David, how's it going, man? Sorry, I didn't reply to you about the sketchbook. Just for saying thanks for the nice things. I lost track of myself that day. How are you keeping, man? Back to school? Boring state, huh? I'm a big fan of like Justified, so it's one part of the country I've never really seen, so I'd like to someday. Wouldn't mind that barbecue either. Slammed and work. Management changes unlocked a lot. Has been a hectic accept. Good changes though. Well, that's good, man. Glad to hear. Are you like just regular teacher, or have you a different position now? Or it's been a while, I guess, since to talk to you. The barbecue can be shipped. The music can get online. Fair enough. Dude, special education at the moment. I prefer it. It's a lot more interesting and fast moving a job. Cool. Was reading the Hoxpox stuff from Hickman during the week. Your variant covers on the series were awesome. Thanks, man. They were really cool to do because I was loving the book, and wasn't doing X-Men stuff really. So to just do covers at that really cool moment in X-Men was pretty class. The only downside was that eventually they stopped doing third printings. Those were specifically third printings for the issues, and after issue, I think 3, by issue 4, the third printings stopped. So yeah, my cover stopped. Boo. But yeah, they were class. What's happening in Limerick these days? I was there about a month ago. Mogwai were playing, so I just popped up. But that was my first time there in Yonks, which is weird. I'm just down the road, like, and I don't really head down. True, yeah, but okay, third printing is pretty great, especially when that book was already selling very, very well. Like, there's on to me. Bumped into Phil and oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was I met an old mate of mine there, and just had a fairly relaxed night now, to be honest. But that was my first time in. Don't even know how long, to be honest. Never giving one of your injection pages I don't have on this one. All right. Oh, that's nice, yeah. Yeah, that was fun because I bumped into him as with an old friend of mine from college, and I was able to go like, huh? See, I'm a big deal, kinda. Reading any good comics? Any good comics wise lately? Yeah, I've been trying to read more actually. I finally read the first volume of The Deviant, because I actually haven't read that much of Tinian's stuff, and everyone's raving about him, and it was quite good. Yeah, that was very good. I really like Joshua Hickson's art. I've been a fan of his a long time. I bought the second volume of it too, but I haven't read that yet. I was in Dublin the weekend and I picked up right. So I decided to start reading Grant Morrison's Batman run, because they've done these new collections. So I bought the first one, and am I halfway through that now? Maybe halfway through it, because I haven't read it since. I would have read the early run of it when it came out, but kind of dropped off. So that's gonna be fucking black anyway, Jesus. So yeah, I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna read this whole run because I'm kind of hard on Morrison sometimes. Um, but yeah, when I was in Forbidden Planet, I saw they had Justice League Earth 2, which I'd never actually read. I'm like, well, it's Morrison and it's quietly, can't go wrong with that. So I read that on the train home, and I read. Did I just read last night or something last night? I read the latest Daredevil. I read. One second, sorry, I'll check. Oh yeah. There we go. I read the new Wild Animals, because I'm Ed Brisson crime fan. That was great. I picked up Immortal Legend Batman, because Eric is a mate, and as is Kyle. And boom, yeah, I picked up the new Batman as well, or sorry, I'd ordered it already, and that was very good. And what else? I picked up an issue of Chip's Captain America. It's not the first issue, but I was just kind of curious. I haven't read it yet, but I was curious, and that might be it in the last while. But yeah, I'm reading a bit more lately, and I'm happier. Morrison's Batman is incredible. Holds so well together as a whole piece. I'm fairly hit and miss on Morrison, personally. So I was like, I don't know, will I bother reading it? But I figured it's been long enough I could actually kind of objectively read it and decide. And yeah, it is quite good. Yeah, I am really enjoying it. I think it's because I was listening to a podcast or something and people were talking about how everyone's just trying to copy Grant Morrison's Batman. I'm like, they're trying to copy Frank Miller's Batman, but I can see what the point made, having read some of it now, or reread some of it. I think I told you last time I have Warren and Tom Rainey and everybody else's Stormwatch on my bedside table, and I've been chipping through that, but it's such a thick volume. I've kind of gone for shorter stuff, but I want to get back into that again now. And I got the trade of the new Turtles run. I've read bits of it, not the whole thing. What do I have here that I want to read? But yeah, there's bits and bobs. I'm definitely, well, I'm buying comics the whole time. I'm buying graphic novels every few months, every couple of months, but time to read them is a whole other matter. But I am trying to make a much better effort at it lately. Some stuff is reference, but I just don't want to end up just reading stuff that's reference, New Batman is excellent. Only finished the second Zarsky DD Omni recently. Do you know what? Actually, I do need to get those omnibuses because I loved the run, but I'd love to actually read the whole thing in one go. I think Morrison's greatest weakness is that he distilled his worldview and approach to writing in The Invisibles. I've never actually read The Invisibles, to be honest. I just find some of his stuff just kind of gets a bit navel-gazy. And he inspired a whole load of writers to be like that. And while he might be very good at it, not everyone is. But so it's probably more of a personal gripe than an actual proper critique of him. But yeah, the new Batman was great. Joe, it actually sold me. I had already ordered it, but I saw the preview for issue 2, which I think is out yesterday maybe. But the preview pages, the last page would kind of like grab me. I was like, oh man, Jesus. Um, but I already had ordered one anyway, so I knew I was going to read it. But so I'm looking forward to issue 2. I like the done in one feel of it. You know, if you've read my stuff, you know I like doing that stuff too. So it's I started reading it again because I got the Batman Hush, and then they announced they're doing the Fraction Jimenez Batman, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick with it and just try that book, try that run out too. So I'm glad I did. Weirdly, I've never really been. I don't think I've read the main Batman book since that initial Morrison run. So I wonder if it's catching. I won't say lapsed readers, but like people who haven't read the main book in a while. I wonder how it's performing overall. I'm gonna guess well. I hate this airy fairy music. But there's nothing. I can't play my own music because of copyright stuff. There was something in Jimenez's designs and the colouring of the costume that reminded me of Norman Brainfogel. I can see that. It's off to a great start. Would love to see a Fraction back on Casanova soon, though. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'd love to give that a new. I meant to read it before I did Old Dog because that was kind of on the brain, but I hadn't read it since it came out. So something might be a certain way in your head, but then you reread it again and it can be totally different. But I'd love to give that another go. Split your audio channels in OBS. You may have linked. I didn't see a tooth. And it doesn't, just because you showed me doesn't mean I'll be able to do it. Let's see. It's nice to talk comics again, actually, because I haven't really done that in a while. Tooth. I'm just not going to. I don't have the time or the energy. Barely have the time or the energy to do these. You're not wrong. Like, I should do it. I just know I'm not going to. I'm just going to complain instead. I was doing something the other day, and I was put I was putting money in the bank, and I was asking the lady to show me how to do it. And the machine, the ATM machine opens, and you put your money in, and the machine counts it. And I was like, what, what, what devilry is this like? And she's and this lady was older than me. She's looking at me like I was such a tool. I mean, she's right, but yeah, I don't know what's going on these days. Caught up on the last two OGNs from Brubaker Phillips recently. What's the? I have the new criminal one, The Knives. I have that on the bedside table there actually. Can't remember what the one before that was. There's only one I haven't read. Okay, where the body was. I know I haven't read it yet because the plastic's still on it, but I will get to it. Let's check out that prison title you mentioned. Yeah, Wild Animals. It's his first crime book in a while, and like if you like Brubaker Phillips, you're gonna like that, Oh, I've done that wrong. Hang on. Let's move this over. Bollocks. Yeah, I mean, if you like crime stuff, Olivet's crime stuff is great. And if you need another crime fix outside of Phillips and Brubaker, I'd go for it. In fact, I mean, that's kind of the tough thing is crime doesn't do well unless you're Brubaker Phillips. And I'm not complaining about them; they did great stuff. It's just they're such an established team. Everyone knows that they're good. I think that goes a long way for people trying out crime stories. To redo this now. Box. Where the body was, yeah. Houses of the Unholy. You know what? I'm going to say it. Didn't really like Houses of the Unholy that much. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't like it as much as the other stuff. But, you know what? It's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, I'm of the mind of, like, I love the Coen Brothers, but I don't love all of their movies. we might get another couple of Reckless books from them. Feels like a serious pitch for a TV series, which I would love. Yeah, I thought I had the feeling that that was in the works because that's right, attorney ATTORNEY, attorney, right? That's right. But like, you know, if I was them and the criminal show is happening, I'd pivot myself. But you're also they do 2 books a year, isn't it? At least 2 books a year. That's pretty goddamn good. Like clockwork. So and they did like how many Reckless books? 4. I think I have 4 of them. So I'd say I'm sure they'll get back to him. Like clearly Ed loves writing them, so I'm sure they'll do more. But if things are going well criminal wise, they'd be fools not to do more, you know. Especially if they, want to do them. Oh really? Yeah. With Houses in the Holy, like again, I don't know why I didn't like it as much. It's not like I couldn't pin down why I didn't like it as much, but I didn't think it was bad or anything like that. Right? When everything they do is so good, something that isn't, completely brilliant seems dramatically like dramatic by comparison. Five books, okay. I have them all, I know for sure. I think maybe one of them I haven't read. I bought New Frontier there in the compact comics version of it, because I have never actually read it. I have an omnibus of it that I bought years ago that I've never read, and now I don't remember where I've left that after moving. So I figured, this will be a nice way to read it once I get to it. I actually picked up the other Cook compact a few weeks ago in Forbidden Planet. His cat. Oh yeah, I think I saw that. The format is hit and miss depending on the art style due to their paper choice. That's a fair. Well, sorry, that I would consider that to be a fair critique. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure how Watchmen holds. Like, it depends on the lettering too. Because yeah, I saw in Forbidden Planet there was Watchmen and there was Hush. I'm not sure how well Hush would look. Let's see. This looks pretty good though. I think it's because of that kind of 3-tier storytelling. It looks pretty good, and the lettering reads nice and clear. So I'd say this looks pretty good. Cook stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure how well. Maybe Gibbons, even though it's very detailed, still looks good. But like, yeah, maybe Jim Lee's is too detailed. I don't know. I do like the paper though. It's the only compact comics edition I bought because I'm not too, I'm not in a mad rush to rebuy everything I've already owned, But I think it's very cool they're doing it. Oh, hey Matt, how's it going? Oh, Rocky. Hey man. And thanks, Matt. This is a little stiffer than what I'd normally go for, but the guy commissioned it is I believe is a lawyer, and he's getting like law themed commissions. So I went with the more lawyery thing rather than like an action pose or something. I'm also rewatching Better Call Saul at the moment, so it's kind of working in my favor. I was just grabbing something for the train. The Arkham Asylum one was totally unreadable. Oh, that makes sense. Too dark for the paper used, and the lettering was near impossible to see in places. I haven't looked at that in a long time, but that may have even been oversized. The original, wasn't it? Is it like was it not European format maybe? But yeah, all that painting. I'm not sure. Yeah, the painting on that kind of paper, yeah. I could see how that might not work. Drawing exciting pose of filing paperwork. Actually, there's probably a way to do that. Also, technically, after he was Two-Face, he wouldn't be in the district. He wouldn't have a district attorney office. So you can see where I'm taking some artistic license here. So Jack. Oh, thanks, Skip Edwards. Spotted Jock drew the cover for the new Wolverine PS5 game. If you had the opportunity to do a game cover, what series title would you pick? Oh, well, I'll tell you one thing, Dave. I actually saw that. He showed me that cover. It was in New Orleans. He was working on like the final draft of it or something. And I was like, son of a... Oh, he has all the coolest gigs. But I'm not a huge game guy. To be honest. So I... I don't. Yeah, sorry, I don't have a good answer. Like, but you know what they have is like Red Dead Redemption. I'm playing the first one of that. Sorry, I say I'm playing it. I bought it a year ago and I've played it like 3 days. And you know, if I do get any game, it's kind of, you know, comic related. Like I'm going to get that Wolverine game for sure. Will I play it? A little. I have the Spider-Man game, but I don't have the second one because I haven't finished the first one yet. I wouldn't know any like specific games. Like I played a Star Trek game there. I had to do a cover for that, you know, and I saw they actually had done a comic of it. I was like, son of a bitch. So yeah, I don't think I have a good answer for you, Dave. Sorry. You tell me. What do you think? Is there a game you think I'd do a good job on? Am I fishing for compliments? Yes, but you know, you brought it up. Dude, I haven't finished the first one either. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you mean, Red Dead Redemption or Spidey, but everyone's giving out to me. They're going like, why don't you get Red Dead Redemption 2? I'm like, I haven't finished 1 yet. They're like, but 2 is so good. I'm like, yeah, but if I don't finish 1, then I'm hardly going to like play the second one and then go back and play the first one, you know? So I'll get to it, you know, in a couple of years. Metal Gear Solid, yeah, that'd be cool. Even though I've played the game once when I was a kid, but I love the aesthetic and the genre, obviously. I would totally do that. It's amazing I couldn't come up with one of the most famous games ever. A Daredevil game. Oh, a Daredevil game was rumored as an expansion from the Spider-Man games. That would be kind of a game crossover. Yeah, I mean, I just think the aesthetic of those are so different. Like Jock works like I don't like the suit in the game. I don't like that it looks like a movie suit. But you know, that's what you'd have to go with. And I don't know how great I'd be with all the notes. But then again, it'd be fine. I don't know. I don't know why I'm always trying to like say that, no, I should only do comics. It would be very, very fun to do a video game cover. I'm sure it's a hell of a lot of work. But then I'm sure the money's quite good too, so it's really worth it. But like, you know, I get to do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle covers with less hassle. I guess there's something to be said for the attention you get from it too. It would be pretty sweet. I am very jealous of say like of someone like Jock say who gets to do the coolest comics projects and then like the coolest kind of comics related stuff in media. I think he's in such a cool spot to be able to do so many cool things. I know those corporate jobs can be a big pain in the arse too. So like I try and just basically appreciate the fact how good I have it as it is. Jock just released a movie or game cover too. Gotta go look for it. Oh, David, I have to watch a movie with the family. Oh, very good, David. Sure, enjoy, man. And nice talking to you again. And sure, hope I see you again for too long. Oh, that's what we were talking about too. Somebody's mentioned that Jock to the cover. Oh, thanks, Matt. Yeah, I really liked doing that too. I can tell you I have another cover coming out pretty soon. I think it's for issue... It's not issue 13. Issue 14, I think. I did it a month or so ago. I'm really happy with it. I think I like the Mutant Nation one, but I think this one's like better. But yeah, I'm dying to show it off. I'm really happy with it, but I'm not sure what issue it's for yet. And I have one more in the works too. CD Studio 6, have you got any tips with inking artwork? Tips. It's kind of hard to answer that, to be honest, because so much of it now comes on instinct. I don't really have any kind of like general tips, to be honest. I mean, a lot of it depends on if you're inking your own work. Are you inking somebody else's work? It depends on the piece. Um, I kind of fly by the seat of my pens a little bit when I'm inking, but I'm drawing it too, so I have a bit better idea of what I'm looking for. Um, hmm, Not really good. A lot of it just comes down to what works for you. If you try things different ways, something might work for you that doesn't work for somebody else. I would say best tip is probably to make sure that you're making decisions and you're refining the drawing as you go, finding mistakes, fixing, tweaking, sharpening. If you had specific questions, I can answer those. That's a bit too broad for me, to be honest. CD, sorry. Matt, I did the colours on a retail variant for TMNT issue 6 at the beginning of the year. Really enjoyed the hell out of it. That's cool. Who was the artist on it? Rocky, what brand of ink do you use for your washes? I'm currently using... Well, it's the same as for my... the ink I'm just using in general. I'm using this, which is a little watery, to be honest. A little watery. It's not the best. I tend to always use Winsor & Newton, but for some reason I couldn't find any at the time, and I bought this, and I've been just using it until it runs out. So I wouldn't recommend this. It's fine. But Winsor & Newton Indian ink is what I've used my whole life, and I've always loved it. In fact, I should just start using that again. I always feel that ink is a little diluted. I tend to kind of go over things a couple of times, and for some reason I keep using it. I don't know why. What's wrong with me? Okay. I've noticed actually that when I'm doing washes, that ink kind of coagulates and breaks down if I don't use it for a while. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend that ink that I just showed you. I would stick with Winsor & Newton. Oh, you coloured up Juan Ferreira. Oh man, nice work, Matt. No pressure there. It's not like he doesn't colour his own stuff brilliantly. Then I guess you've got some examples to work from. David Harris. Hey, David. Hey, Deck. Super excited to see this one ink. Looks amazing. Oh, David. Oh, right. Hang on. Is this yours? Oh, so it is. Oh, great. You actually get to watch it getting inked. Oh, well, I'm glad you're liking it, man. I think I was saying to the guys earlier, I'd normally go for like a more of an action piece, but I know you're going for the lawyeriness of it all. And I was told the guys earlier, I'm listening to Better Call Saul while I'm inking at the moment, so my head's in a lawyery place. No worries, Matt. Catch you later. Okay, yes, I've been inking Winsor & Tube, especially for brush inking. Tried Speedball Black and it wasn't great. Very gummy and smeared a lot. It's a little bit different too here, Rocky. I think just because the humidity in the States, ink can really botch on you. Whereas, I never really have problems here, to be honest. I don't think ink is susceptible to the temperature here because it's fairly boring, you know. Okay. Now I do want to get a little bit expression, like textural with it, just because it's kind of, you know, an office isn't an exciting thing to draw, so I kind of want to ink this in a way that's a bit more fun. Fighting paperwork is too exciting. Fair enough. Yeah, that would be way too flashy. Okay. Well, I imagine if you're working for Two Face in a legal way, then yeah, any mistake could be life or death. was talking to David about some options of other characters I could have done, but like I think I would have done action shots for those characters. And to be fair, David was looking for something specific. So one inking tip somebody was asking about there earlier was try and stay in one area of the page for a bit, because if I ink this and then I ink that and I ink this, I'm going to end up dabbing my hand in the ink. So from a practical point of view, try and stick to one area when you're filling in blacks anyway. I mean, it's a mistake I still make, but yeah, I doubt Two-Face's temperament would be great in a law office. Then he'd end up making a case, and then he'd yell objection to his own case. See, just did it there. When I started collecting comic art, I needed a hook theme to focus myself on. Lawyer Angle has led to some fun stuff and shows folks at the office no need to be scared of legal, we can be dorks too. Oh, because that was such in doubt, huh? For all that studying and all that paperwork, come on, you have to be dorks. See. Rocky, don't make more work for me, alright? I didn't think that through, and now you're just going to embarrass me in front of David. It was already hard enough doing Harvey Dent backwards, like it would be in a window. I was pretty proud of myself for that one. Thanks, dude. I'm pretty sure I got it right. To type out attorney there beforehand, just to be, and then I had to rub it out to fix it because I had it was over too far on one side. I was thinking that's exactly where I'd probably get it wrong. That's the one thing about, like, I know, I really wanted to do Daredevil someday, and if I did, drawing offices and you know um, law stuff probably wouldn't be the most fun. So like, what could you do to make it more fun? And probably the answer would be is like to give him a really terrible law practice in a crappy part of town. Actually, watching Better Call Saul, it's got some really good ideas for doing like law scenes in a visually interesting way. Oh, thanks, Rocky. I mean, this brush is fairly mangled, and sometimes I make mistakes, but it forces me to kind of I get more interesting lines out of it rather than if I was doing a very clean job. I make little kind of crummy marks here and there, but I'll go back and fix them up at the end. Um, but I use this to kind of stop myself from getting too clean and controlled. Um, and it gives you, there's a little bit of danger element to inking with this brush, which can have very cool results and can it keeps me on my toes for sure. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but 99% of the time I get good marks out of it. I think if I was like inking cleanly, the temptation would be to like, I wanted this block black, but I wanted more texture on the door. That makes sense. And I wouldn't have wanted the door to be as block black as the table. David, deep cut lawyer joke. He can only cite cases from the Second Circuit printed in Second Federal. Oh boy, yeah, no dorks in the law, that's for sure. That is so deep, David. I can't even see it. But if there's any other lawyer on this watching this, I'm sure they're laughing their asses off. Getting there. Just going to try and tidy up some of the inks a bit, and then I'll just do a grey wash pass over it. For a character like Two-Face, do you have a clear image of them already, or do you have to look at a bunch of refs ahead of most commissions to prepare? It's a good question, actually, David. I have a fair idea of how I would draw Two-Face already, because, you know, I would have done, like, maybe head sketches and stuff at shows. But I find with those, I'm thinking more on my feet, because, you know, you're in a convention hall, or you're at a signing or something, you know. So you can look at reference, but you kind of have to do it right there on the spot, so you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants. I looked at some, I would say I had a 70% clear idea of what I was going to do. And then I did look at some reference, and I noticed the black and white thing. I was thinking more of just some kind of tiger print, but I like design and shape, so the black and white version of the suit worked for me, so I said, you know what, actually I'll go with that. And sometimes you're drawing it and it doesn't come out the way you want. Like I was drawing his face, or I penciled this earlier today, and I didn't like the shape of his head, so I kind of reworked it a bit. It's the one thing with doing commission is you can kind of refine things a bit. So sometimes working on by the seat of your pants means you come up with much cooler stuff. Sometimes it's an absolute mess and you wish nobody had seen what you just did. With commissions you do at home, you really do want it to be the best version of what you can do. You know, next best thing to doing a cover. And I wasn't like crazy excited to draw a law office. You know, that's what you wanted, or you know, you wanted you didn't want an action scene. You know, you didn't want an action pose. You wanted something specific. So you know, you're working with that. But to be honest, I think I just found it in the drawing. I did a very cursory Google of Two-Face just to kind of see how he's looking now. And like, you know, this is very Batman animated series. I'd say it's 60% Batman animated series. The nose is something I just played with there. But if I drew Two-Face again, like say in a comic, I'd probably going to be very similar to that, because I think I found him in the drawing of it. I don't know if any of that makes sense to you. The advantage of doing commissions is that you can prepare better, put it that way. So I do try and prepare better. But I'm also aware that you can over prepare and suck all the fun out of doing a commission that way. When I do covers, I will work out all the composition ahead of time before I draw. But on commissions like this, I wing. I just start drawing, and I figure out the composition as I'm drawing. That way, I think they all feel a little bit loose and not too overworked, overplanned, I guess I should say. You know, like when I was drawing the case, I was just going to do it all black, and then I realized perspective. I'm like, actually, I should leave a little bit of white under here and then do a grey wash on it to push it back. So yeah, you'll find stuff as you're drawing, or I do at least. I actually have no idea if I answered your question. Sorry. Rocky, what is the worst seat of your pen sketch you've ever done? I'm sorry, Rocky. I've done so many at this stage. I can't think of one right now, Rocky, to be honest. Sorry. I think I might have just tried erasing it from my brain. I think I drew a beast at a show a while ago. No, wait, no, because I scanned that. Couldn't have been at a show. I didn't know. I can't. You know what? I can't even remember the good ones. I've drawn so many sketches of so many shows now, Rocky. I am sorry to not have a proper answer for you, but my brain just files those away. Sure, I'm showing stuff online that I did years ago, and I have no recollection of it at all. My brain. It's like a line from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but Charlie talks about how any new information just shoves old information out of his brain, and that's exactly me. No, sorry, David says, totally makes sense. The black and white looks great, but totally get the tiger print very on brand for the Tommy Lee Jones movie version. Hope you didn't feel too restricted by the Office theme. Well, the tiger print would have been, Joe, actually, this is actually probably it. I probably would have done a tiger theme if it was not an Office setting. I think my instincts would have been to that would be too noisy for the setting. That's kind of where that's what I'm thinking. My instincts would go, but no, I mean, if I'm honest, you know, my first instinct was like, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do there. I'll figure it out. And sometimes people can ask for stuff that's a real pain that you don't want to do, really. Something that's overly complicated, or something that's like, you know, more than what you agreed to do, say. So it can be frustrating, but also sometimes it is good to do something outside of what you normally do. Because, you know, you can get lazy, you can get you know, just trying to go, I just want to draw this thing, get it over and done with. So so sometimes yeah, knowing it was lawyer based, because yeah, my first instinct was like, that's gonna be boring to draw, but if you're doing well, you'll find a way to make it interesting, you know. And no, I did here. I put a chair in the foreground that breaks things up. It's not, you know, even though it's just like a straight kind of pose, you know, like that's fun to draw. The idea of doing that backwards is fun. I'll play around with some tones here and like this object in the foreground. So forcing yourself into a kind of a box can be a good thing, because you've got to think your way out of it, if that makes if I'm making any sense at all. I don't know if lawyer wearing tiger print. Well, like I said, I've been watching a lot of Better Call Saul, although he doesn't really wear tiger prints, just very, very colourful outfits. Okay, well, so this is all inked now, but I'm gonna get my oh, I should sign this one thing. Yeah. Okay, washes. Oh, thanks very much, David. Cheers, appreciate it. Where's my... Oh yeah, here we go. Stick them there. Let's make some room. Okay, sorry, can you remind me again of your process with washes? Is that pan of water in it, or are you just using it for the brush tip? For the brush tip, really, Rocky, you can put water in it, but I found that the Indian ink kind of junks up the mechanism there. So I just stopped bothering with the filling it up. So I just have some water here, and I have some water that's mixed with Indian ink. Um, and I tend to try have a light version and a dark version. I think my version here is a little too dark, so I'm just playing around with it. Bit. Um, Yeah, so that's my dark mix. And now, I'm going to just dip it in a bit of water and then just get a bit of. So you're always kind of mixing it a bit as I go, but it'll be 90% what I'm looking for, and then I'll play around it a little bit. Like the less water is in this now, the darker it'll get. So I need to bump things up, but it's easier to make things darker than it is to make them lighter. If they go dark, there's nothing you can really do about it. So like this is quite light. It's not what I'm going for. I want something a bit darker. But I think what I'll do is I'll just keep building on it so that it just gets a little darker, not too dark. See, it'll get darker the more I go over it. This guy, on the other hand, I want a bit more of a wash on it, so I'm going to just do a little. This is pretty much water, and then dip in the dark, then dip in back in the water, and see if I can get a little an effect on that. See, there's like a dark rim on that. I'm gonna just take a bit of water and blend it across. Well, it's Indian ink, so it's waterproof. Yeah. The washes don't make it bleed, and I mean you have a few minutes to like build it up. Like, if I go over this now, it's dry, so I can't mix it anymore. But if it's water, when you put down and you start using the washes, you have like 30 seconds to kind of tweak it and blend it a little bit. But once the water dries, that's it. Like I know I can go over that. I just can't blend it the same way again. So you have some of these lines here, like I can darken that whole thing, but I can't blend those lines anymore. This isn't Bristol, but this is where is it? I know if you can get in the States. So this is Daler-Rowney Smooth Heavyweight. So it's not Bristol board. It's basically a heavy cartridge paper. So it's heavy enough where you can like do a lot of work on it, and when you're erasing it, it doesn't like crease on you. And it does take washes. It buckles a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. like a little bit. But then, once it's down flat for a while, it's fine. So there's a little bit of buckle, but nothing too crazy. And this is the same paper I use for my covers and Old Dog and everything. So it's good. Like, I wouldn't. You could do watercolor on it too, I would say, and it would buckle a little bit, but it's fairly resilient, I would say. It's what I've used the whole time. I never really got into Bristol board. I mean, I've used Bristol board on Marvel stuff for sure, but for my own stuff, because it's hard to get, I didn't rely on it too much, and this stuff is this heavyweight stuff. It's not too hard to find. Some heavy rent like washes, just to get more like, because that's a black suit, I want to get like heavier, darker tones on him here and not go too heavy on the white parts. Nearly there now. Oh, yeah, you will. I think I'll push all these books back a bit. I think the graphic black white suit is the way to go with Two-Face. Nice touch with the opposite coloured shoes too. Thanks. Glad you spotted that actually. Oh, that reminds me of that. That is my touch. I didn't know to see that in any reference, although I'm sure someone's done it. Since it's done with the shirt, I figured shoes make sense too. Oh, thanks. This feels super about anime series. Thanks, man. I mean, I'm definitely channeling it best I can. Now, is there anywhere else now before I do his face? Congrats on the Kickstarter, man. Like, I haven't looked in the last few hours, but looks like you're killing it. Lights here, is there, so I'm gonna go. Enough. Best launch yet. That's great. Your best launch on issue 2. Like, I would have thought the numbers would be less on your second issue, no? I found issue 2s on Kickstarter always do the best. Huh. So interesting. Yeah, your cover has been a solid, striking graphic to use. That's cool, man. I'm glad to hear it. Like, it must be tough to figure out, like, do I put my own cover because it's my book, or like, I've got this kind of one-off thing. Do I make the most of it? Excuse me. Okay, I think that might be it. Don't know if you're still there, David, but I think this is it. Oh, Dennis, hey man. Fair question, Dennis. I don't know is the answer. I have a work for hire thing that's eating up the next month or so. And I'm waiting to hear back on a thing. If the thing doesn't happen, I'm going to go right back into Old Dog. If it does happen, I will do the thing first. And if it happens, you'll understand why. Either way, I'm going to write the next one. I've been meaning to write the next one, but it's tough, man. I'm writing like 4 different things right now. But it is a very fair question, and I do feel bad that people are left hanging on more story. And yep, I feel bad about it. But it is tough. It's not. How would I put this? It is not my most financially profitable project, so it's harder to do. But I am definitely going to do more of it. It's just a matter of. I didn't think it would be this long, to be honest. But that's why I did the. That's why I did the anthology, so that there was some, it wasn't years and years and years before I got back to it. But I'm going to write the next one soon, so at least I have it and it's ready to go, if that makes sense. I know, I appreciate it, man. Will, actually, yes, I do. So I'll probably be bending your ear in the near future because yeah, I've got questions. I've done stuff before, but I'm going to do something different, and I could do with asking somebody with some expertise. Oh, David, you're there, still here. Has been sort of hypnotic to watch the views come together. That's cool. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm just gonna. Well, I hope you like it, man. I'm gonna post this online now in a few minutes, but I'm quite happy with it actually. I was a little bit kind of wasn't sure how it would go, but I'm quite happy with the end result now. Dennis, I get it, especially with all the opportunities you've had. By the way, so happy to see Ian drawing some. Oh yeah, drawing some Terminator. His last book was so good. Shame what happened with Aftershock. Yeah, big time. I was, and I also feel really good about being able to kind of help him step back in after the disaster of what happened with Aftershock. And the pages look great. So yeah, I'm delighted for Owen. I'm delighted we got to have him on the issue, and it looks fantastic. I'm delighted with it. But yeah, and I'm sorry if it just sounds like I'm making excuses for old dog, but I I work all the time and I'm doing everything I can to do everything I can, and it just doesn't seem to be enough still. But yeah, old dog's the one thing that I was considering maybe having somebody else if I could write it, have somebody else draw it. It's kind of at the back of my mind because I can find the time to write it. Finding the time to draw it is the other thing. I've been struggling with that, to be honest, because I think I could get more. I could get a new one out if somebody else drew it. Oh, yeah, forgot to put coin. That's important. All right. Let's see if I can let's get a bit of focus here. Get a bit more texture on the wall here, so. Do. Yeah. Now it's the Two-Face piece. Yeah. Right. Okay, let's get a better look at it there. Let's zoom in. There you go. Get some detail on the face there. A little bit of texture up here, and yeah, that's it now. Yeah, it turned out pretty well. Pretty happy with that. Alright guys, I'm gonna clock off and have my dinner. I don't know when I'll do one of these again, but I do like doing them sporadically. It's not a regular thing, obviously, but here and there. Oh, you know what? Hang on. So I'll push those back a bit. There's a danger if I just don't leave it alone. I'll just keep tinkering with it and possibly end up ruining the thing. But no, just a little touch there. Okay. Okay. Now I'm done. Yeah, thanks a million, guys. Cheers. Thanks for keeping me company. Appreciate it. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when I'll do the next one. It's going to be an impromptu thing like I normally do. But I might see you then. But yeah, I'm glad you're happy, David. I'll be seeing you in New York. Yeah, trying to think, am I forgetting something? But no, that's it. I'll